In this question, you have the population of a particular country consists of 3 ethnic groups and each individual belongs to one of the 4 major blood groups. We have a joint probability table. Which gives the proportions of individuals in the various ethnic groups and the blood group combination. So let us take a look at this table. You have the blood group located on top, and then ethnic group down here. So ethnic group 1, ethnic group 2, ethnic group 3, and then blood type O, A, B, and AB. So please note that here we have the proportions. So the proportions are given to us as 0.082, 0.135, 0.215. For A, you have 0.106, you have 0.141, you have 0.200. For B, you have 0.008, you have 0.018, 0.065. And for AB, we have 0.004, we have 0.006, and then we have 0.020. So this is our table. Now, suppose an individual is randomly selected from the population. We define the following events. Event A is blood type A selected. Event B is blood type B selected. Event C is ethnic group 3 selected. These are our 3 events, and we want to answer the following questions. Calculate the following. First of all, we want to know what is the probability of event A. Then we want to find the probability of event B, and then their intersection and some conditional probabilities. So let us take a look at the solution step by step. And remember that our reference is this table here. What is the probability of A? Let me just copy this table down here. I want to use this highlight this, copy, let me paste it here for you. So to calculate probability of A, we look at event A, which is type A is selected. Here you have a column for blood type A. So in order to calculate the probability of event A, you basically need to add all of these numbers together. 0.106 plus 0.141 plus 0.200, which is about 44.7%, or you have about 45%. So this is the probability that you randomly select a person from the population and their blood type is A. That's the meaning of this. The probability that we randomly select a person from the population and their blood type is A. Is 44.7%. Let's take a look at the next question. We want to calculate probability of C. What is the probability of C? And C is the ethnic group 3 is selected. Okay, for the ethnic group 3 is basically the last row that you have. What are you going to do? You're going to add all of these probabilities, these proportions together. So here you have 0.215 plus 0.200 plus 0.065 plus 0.020, which is going to be 50%, 0.500 or 50%. So again, the interpretation is the probability that we randomly select a person or select an individual from the population and they belong to the three ethnic group or ethnic group number 3. Belong to is about 50%. Let us calculate the probability of some intersection. For example, what is the probability that you select a person with blood type A and that person is from ethnic group number 3? We are basically looking at their intersection. The intersection is 20%. It's 200 or 20%. So the same argument. Copy this guy down here. The probability that we randomly select a person from the population and that person has blood type A and belongs to ethnic group 3 is 20%. So let us make it more interesting. Now, what if I change this and I ask you to find the probability that a person has blood type A given that person is from, and this should be C, not B. Okay. And that person is already belong to ethnic group 3. what is this conditional probability? Okay, for the conditional probability, as you remember, it is the probability of A and C divided by the probability of C. We already know what is the probability of A and C. This is 20%. So just type it here, 0.20 divided by what is the probability of C? We calculated the probability of C up here, 50%. So this is just 0.50, and this guy is going to be just 40%. So now compare these two, the probability of A and C and the probability of A given C. We have a different probability now. So you're going to word this differently as probability that we randomly select a person from the population the person has blood type A given that person belongs to ethnic group 3. What if I switch this around? Suppose I ask you to find the probability of C given A. Now, what is the probability that you randomly select a person from the population that person belongs to the ethnic group 3, given that they have blood type A? So now the numerator is the same, their intersection, but on the denominator, you're going to have the probability of A. So on the numerator, you still have 20%, but on the denominator, we look for the probability of A that we calculated up here, 0.447. 0.447. Let us do the computation, do the division. Okay, we have about 0.447 or about 44.7%. Very good. So again, now you can write it this way. The probability that we randomly select a person from the population, the person belongs to ethnic group 3, given that they have blood type A.